So let's get you ready for this week ahead. Very exciting about what's happening right now. We're going to be looking at gold and silver in this video and why there's indicators that I don't really share with you much, but there's indicators that's suggesting a turning point coming soon in gold. But I'm also going to be giving you a technical analysis, a bit of a rundown, where's support, where's resistance, what's really going on, the big picture and all that. So we're going to break it all down for you guys that are looking at gold and silver. I'm going to share with you what I'm seeing right now, and hopefully this helps you out. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty guys, let's get straight into it. So let's actually look at gold and silver. Let's actually look at silver first. We'll break that down first, what's going on with silver, and then I'll get to gold. With gold, guys, I got something really interesting. I'm going to show you the charts, but I've got some indicators that I want to share with you as well too that suggest something really cool is going to happen soon. So with silver, one thing I'm looking at when it comes to silver is this: is that we have just been in a complete a no man's land. And one thing I really want to encourage you, over the last 16 years I've been involved with the markets, there's a thing called price and time, or there's a thing called when the market's using energy and releasing energy. And this is such a powerful term, and it's such a powerful what's the word for it? It's such a powerful tool to use when trying to understand what's going on in the markets. Now, in that free trading course I'm giving away, on the very first, after you put your name and email address and register for the free trading course, on the very first page, you get a trading system, and I teach you more about the price and time techniques. So make sure you grab that free trading course. It's really going to help you. Even if you don't buy anything from me, go get that help. I promise you it's going to change the way you look at the markets. So, because whenever we're reading the markets, right, we're always trying to gauge what's really going on. What's really happening right now? What's really going on? How do I get ahead? And we're trying to take the confusion out of the markets. So the first thing I can see when looking at gold and silver is, let me just remove everything off the screen here. And the one thing that I can clearly see when it comes to silver is that we're still in an awkward sort of maybe triangle pattern. You know, we've got this major support level down through here around 22, and we've got this level coming down through here. So this is maybe a descending triangle pattern. Maybe it's a little bit higher than that, somewhere around about there. Yeah, it's probably around 22, somewhere in there. So silver's right around this support level here, and if I bring up my sort of longer term support levels, there's nothing really going on through there. If I bring up my trend lines and look at something through there, there is a valid trend line coming down through there. That's actually pretty low, but you know, the market could actually get through to there. And so you can see the market came down, bounced off this level through here, and then so it's probably that level through there. There is definitely something going on through there. So his whole level through here is definitely a support level when it comes to silver. Now silver's been pulling back through here, as you can see, and you can see we're at that level through there. If I bring up my weekly charts, you can actually see that on the weekly chart basis, you can see that we have this whole that actually support level, that around 22 level, and maybe even just a bit below that. You can see that just slightly below it, around that sort of what is that level there, probably around the 21 level. You can see there's all this major support levels coming on through here. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys. You know, even if we are getting a pullback, and this is the interesting thing about gold and silver right now, even if we are getting a big pullback on this weekly chart, you can see that from the low through to the high, we can see that the momentum is to the upside. Because guys, in a bull market, right, if we just look at the facts and try not to look at this from an emotional perspective, some people have called me reckless in the way that I do my videos and so on and so forth. And I'm like, I'm not reckless. I'm just trying to share with you what I'm seeing in these markets. And if you're a long-term investor, you shouldn't care about pullbacks and dips in the markets. It's just, if you don't like that, don't trade the markets. It's how the markets work. The market goes run for a while, then it pulls back, right? Even in a bear market territory, look what happens here. It runs down, pulls back, runs down, pulls back, and so on and so forth. So don't be upset when, silver goes for a nice big bull run for, what's that there? Almost 5 months. People are celebrating like there's no tomorrow, and now we're getting a really good pullback over 4 months worth of a pullback, and they're freaking out. But please look at the long-term picture of silver. Please say, look, where is silver likely to be in 2025 or 2026 or 2027? You know, look at silver and gold should be a play like that. Now, you can trade it as well too. If you're trading, you're using more of a trading system. But if you are investing in it, who cares about what's happening right now? I'm very, very, very confident we're going to see all-time new high in silver by 2025. There you go. I just said it. Right? And if not, we're going to be that's the way you should be looking at silver. So this pullback here right now, guys, is a good thing for long-term investing. Why? Because just like Bitcoin, and if you see anything, if you study the markets when it comes to bubbles, right? When it comes to bubbles, and let me actually bring up a blue line here. When it comes to bubbles in the markets, and the reason why what's happening right now in silver and gold is a good thing is because if the market goes up too much, like really, really up too much, like Bitcoin did, guess what happens? It inevitably comes back down. This is called a bubble, B for bubble. In this situation, when the market runs up, and then we have a nice pullback, guess what? Now we can continue up. Maybe a month from now, maybe 2 months from now, I don't know. But it's a nice, healthy bull market. That's what you want to see in a nice, healthy bull. You don't want to see this thing go static for yes, this point right here was around about 4 months. But you don't want it to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. You don't want to do that, especially if you're long-term investing. Why? Because now it's entering bubble territory, and when that happens, you generally get very, very, very sharp pullbacks. And we saw that back, you see that back in, let me actually bring up the SLV chart, and let's actually bring up can I bring up the monthly charts? Right, so you can see this back here. Look what happened with silver. We went vertical, didn't we? In 2010 to 11, look what happened. Went vertical, and then look what happened. Came back down. This is exactly what Bitcoin did. Guys, a chart is a chart is a chart. And the more you can read the charts, the better you can actually see what's going on. So let's go back to silver now, and we can see that this is the support levels here. So this little pullback is actually a really, really, really good thing, guys. Be happy about this. Why? Because it's building the energy for it to continue this bull market over the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. Or this decade, should I say. I don't know what's going to happen on the short term, guys, but that's what I'm seeing through there. But I'm very, very, very confident to see more upside coming in the markets. So let's go have a look at now gold. Gold is actually really, really, really exciting. So looking at gold, look at this here. Gold is just continuing to see a very nice sort of downward trend or downward momentum. Once again, guys, we did have a bit of a let's actually do this. Let me see if I can do this. Is there that one there? So I'm going to draw that channel there. Is there something going on through there? Actually, there may be something going on through there. And if I create another parallel trend line, is there something going on through there? Actually, there may be some. Oh, isn't that interesting? Did you notice I just did that, right? So I just did the, let me actually do that again for you guys that I try and understand what I did just there. Firstly, what I did is I just connected the high point through there. And then all I'm doing is I'm going to create a parallel trend line, the exact same angle. I'm going to bring it down to see if the market, not because I want it, but the market is respecting it. And now you can see that, yes, look at this here, 1, 2, 3, all the way through there. And now if I create another parallel trend line, and then now I bring it down through there, look at that, bam, smack. And actually, look where it actually bounced. You actually can see on this day here, look, it actually came down and bounced there. Isn't that fascinating? Cool. Right, so we're there right now. What's happened tomorrow? We're probably going to break through it. It's like, look at it bounce tomorrow straight down. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys, on an absolute short-term basis. We are getting down towards some sort of that whole 1800 level, guys, the 1750 is definitely a support level through there. If I'm looking at the Fibonacci levels of this big move up, so you got this big move up, and now we're getting a pullback. We can see from this low point through to this high point, you can see that that's what's happening, right? So this market went up, and then now we had a pullback, and now we're actually almost at the 50% level. So you can see that this is where gold is right now. But one of the interesting charts I want to share with you. Let me see if I can bring up a candlestick chart. So look at this candlestick chart, but look at this weekly chart. Now, I don't know about you guys. If I bring up this weekly chart here for a minute, and I open it up, if you look at this chart, is there anything absolutely wrong with this? Now, let me say this once again. Let me preface what I say that. Remember, guys, the most important and powerful tools you can use in reading any market, whether it's silver, gold, or even Bitcoin, when it comes to are we in bubble territory, are we not? There's so much you can read from the markets, okay? Really, really, really can. And you know, and I talk about this with my private clients all the time. You know, and the thing about this, guys, is that in a big, healthy bull market, guess what we get? We get a nice move up, and then we get a pullback. We get a nice move up, and they continue to get these what? We continue to get these higher lows. So if I'm looking at this weekly chart, which is the master time frame, guys, this is the, you know, the weekly chart's the forest from the trees. That daily chart, you can create little short-term downtrends and so on and so forth. But look at this 52 moving average. Look at what's happening here, and look what happened last time we came down to the 52 moving average, and we got there. And look at the direction of the moving average. See, notice that the direction of the moving average is very strongly pointing up. What you don't want to see is, notice how it was pretty flat through here, right? That means there was no momentum. The moving average measures momentum in the markets, right? So there's no momentum in the markets there. So the market's gone sideways, and now we're picking back up again, and now we're on a very big move to the upside. And if you're looking at this, if you're looking at gold right now, you cannot be overall short-term maybe bearish, but long-term bearish you cannot, because then you're hoping and guessing that this is going to be a top and you got it right. And the way that I'm looking at it, guys, is that the trend is your friend until the end. You have a move up, higher low, higher low. Look what happened here. Equal low, rallied up, all the way back up, and now we're just having a nice pullback. This here is exactly the same as this point through here. It's exactly the same as this point here, right? We're just getting, and even this point through here, we're just getting a nice healthy pullback, guys. And and the reason why it's this one here is taking a lot more longer, and we're getting a bit more of a deeper pullback, is because we went for a bit more of a bigger run. Notice, nice small run, pullback. Run, pullback, we're heading up, sideways, big spike up, and then now we're having a bit of a pullback. So I wouldn't be worried about this too much, guys, at all. Long term, again, you can see this thing probably continuing up from here, long term. Now, once again, if I bring up my good old trusty handy dandy trend lines and see if I can, I'm just gonna see if there's that 50% Fibonacci level. So there's nothing going on through there, but at least, if I bring up, say, a sort of a maximum level point, you can see that this level through here and this level through here. So this whole level through here, on an investing point of view, you can see from that level, if I bring up the weekly charts, from where it is right now, this whole area through here could be indeed a very, very, very significant level for more upside to come. So really, really, really interesting there, guys. If I just, and once again, I just want to share something with you. Let me actually take everything off the screen here for a minute. And I want to bring up two indicators here. Now, I don't normally look at indicators, but they can give me a gauge, and they've helped me so much in the past. They can give me a gauge on when there could possibly be a turning point. Now, this is the stochastic. I'm not going to get into this. This is what I call my double stochastic and the RSI. All right. I don't use these for anything else, but just to see if we are getting both of them starting to potentially get into turning territory, then we could be getting ready for some sort of a bounce. I'm seeing, are we oversold? Are we not? And so on and so forth. And so we can see what's going on here. Look at gold. Gold's pulling back through here. Now, on top of all the analysis I did first, right? Stochastics and RSI mean jack crap. What jack crap? This is more secondary, what's happening here, right? The first thing is what I said before, mainly about the weekly charts. Where's that big weekly trend? Are we still going up? And so a lot of impatient people are still being impatient with this big, it's been a long pullback and people get impatient. But those who are patient in the markets right now, the next 12 months are likely to be rewarded handsomely. So that's what I believe anyway. So we can see what's happening here. Look at this here. My stochastics, look at this here. Pointing right, it's actually right down in here. And also gold. Look where gold is. Gold is here. Gold right now is around that sort of 26 level. Even on this big sort of flash crash movement here back in March this year, stochastics, the RSI didn't even get there. And then it continued up. the stochastics got down to there. And notice that was the stochastic turning point there. And look at that there, absolute major turning point before we got a little turning point. Now, these indicators doesn't mean we're going to start a big bull market. No. So it doesn't mean that, right? I'm just looking at what's happening right now. And this is more what could potentially move, what we could start to see moving forward in gold as well too. And if I bring up all my other trend lines, once again, excuse me, we can see that there's a big weekly uptrend. So guys, just be patient, just relax. It's all good. If you're a short-term trader, you should have some sort of trading system you're following anyway. You should be following me or anyone else, you should be just following. If you're trading the markets, you're getting in, you're getting out, you're very, very active that way. You're looking at the daily charts or whatever, and you're getting in today and holding for a few days or for a few weeks. You should have some sort of a trading system, right? Trading pattern with your entry signal. But if you're just getting in willy-nilly, then it's not going to be a good thing for you. What you need to be doing is that if you're investing in these markets, when you're investing in these markets, you invest over 2 or 3 or 4 years or 5-year period, meaning like you invest with that sort of view in the markets. And so the these deep pullbacks over 4 months mean nothing over a 5-year period. And these deep pullbacks I promise you, the big guys are starting to pick up because they can see maybe we don't get inflation over the next 1 to 2 years. Maybe it's in 2023 or 2024 that we start to see a lot more inflation. But within this decade, guys, guess what? That's your view with gold is this decade. And when you start to see really good pullbacks, these are opportunities to start to say, look at this. Doesn't this look nice? Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Go to the Markets by the Board trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now, or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go do that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.